All right, so I'm gonna start with this worksheet that is not a cross section, but this is one that you've done on Friday. You're supposed to do this one, yes. I probably will put a question from here, but I really like those questions with the K problem. But I also give you a test review that doesn't have a K problem. So I know I might not. I don't know, depending on how I feel. Now this is a question that with the K problem and those answers I post on WhatsApp as well. So that way you have access to it and you can understand them. But mainly, if you have x line equal to k, your upper bound just set it equal to k. And you evaluate for k. So it's pretty easy. So this will work. How you supposed to do that? K equal to 9. And then k equal to 6. And it's really nice answers. This is the year I take AP exam, 1998. So we're talking about, damn, that's an old man. That's why somebody called me an onk. Uh-huh. I'm older than onk now. I'm a grandpa now.
Your grandpa?
No. So, this is the year I take AP exam, so I have special sentiment toward those questions. But yeah, this answers basically you want to get 16 over 3 and you want to break to half. You want to say, well, what is H? And you're going to go solve for it. Same thing. What are you going to do? The K problem, I personally think K problem is always the best question to test on AP exam. But they kind of walk away from that. And I kind of like, this is what the FRQ should be like. This will be a typical FRQ that I will enjoy to see rather than speeding up or slowing down using calculator and stuff like that. I think that's a lot easier. So this is the first two questions. The second two questions, this is a good question. You are definitely going to get one of those. I have a practice exam look like that. Except this one's a little bit harder. You had to break to two sections. Do you see this area or R? You had to break to two sections. One, you had to find out where the intersection is. It'd be 0 to 0.902. And top part of the graph is this graph, 10 of x minus 0. And this one is going to be 2 minus x cubed minus 0 from 0.906 to cube root of 2. And that's how you get this. However, can you do it in y perspective? Yes. Because y perspective only need one integral. So it's going to be like, I don't know, some function in terms of x here, in terms of y here, and some function in terms of arctan of x, and just do 0 to 1.266 integral from right minus left. You're going to get exact same answer of this one, which is, I like that way. It's much better, more efficient than this way. This way here, top minus bottom. Huh? Yes. But the problem, some of you guys are just going to look at it and don't do it. When you don't do it, then you fail the test. When you do it and actually figure out, okay, what is a reflection? You're supposed to have done this. You're supposed to have done this. Like I say, fourth quarter, it depends on how I look at you. If I look at you funny, then that's going to be a D. That means, yeah. Connor, look at me. That's a C. That's a D. Okay, so this is the last two questions. Now this part you need to break to two sections as well, because look at it. The top part of the graph is this graph. Actually, you can use triangle to find this graph if you really wanted to. You can use geometry to find this because you have a base and you also have a height. I believe the height is 6 here. But, and then that's what area is 6, because 2 times 6 times half is a triangle area. Now this is top minus bottom. So you can actually find out integration between 3 to 4. of this function subtract each other, it's going to be 7.917. And so you're going to get total is 7.917 if this area plus this area. So this small triangle area is top minus bottom. And you cannot do right minus left in this case. The reason being is you cannot solve for x here because it's not possible. So the right minus left will not work in this particular situation. Would work on this situation, it would not work on this situation. Equation tangent line, we already talked about a lot. Graphing, this, just rotation, this is x-axis, this is a washer. And this is the actual AP exam questions. And so it's nothing difficult, it's just something very straightforward. I know some of you guys didn't do it, but if I were you, I'll go do it. Yes.
I have a question from the homework.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there. Okay, so Armin says you had a question last night. Which one?
It's question 5 on the second worksheet. It's B. So it says the region bounded by f of x is equal to ln x.
F of x equal to ln x.
Yeah. And the lines are x equals 5 and y equals 0.
X equal to 5. And what?
Y equals 0.
Y equal to 0. Okay.
And then it says set up an integral equation to find like the value where it divides it perfectly in half. Like the solid, so the solid is made by semicircle cross section.
Okay. So can I go over this at the end because this one is not on the test. That one is for like a higher tier student, which is UOB counts a higher tier student, but I don't want to go over that one because that one I won't put on the test. Like to break the two like cross section, those are competition level. Yes.
3C on the second worksheet.
3C is that one with e to the x. Okay, that one's worth go over. So, can you tell me that equation e to the x? Besides e to the x, what else?
Y equals x cubed.
X cubed. Okay. So this is the e to the x graph, guys. You need to know e to the x graph look like this. And you need to know natural log of x is gonna go look like this. You have to know. Because if you don't know, I will write it down right now. They're inverse to each other. One's going to 0, 1, and one of them is going to 1, 0. This ln of x, this e to the x. If you don't know, I'll write it down before I erase it. It's gonna be gone in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now what's the other function?
Y equals x cubed.
Y equal to x cubed. So that looks like this. If you don't know how to draw x cubed, it looks like a waterfall. Okay, what else? We don't know where they intersect, by the way. I need to use calculator to figure out. But what else?
On the y-axis.
Y-axis. So this is also the bound, right? Okay, what is part C is asking?
Is that find the crossing rectangle.
Okay, 6 times. It's a cross. It's a perpendicular to y-axis or perpendicular to axis. Okay, perpendicular to y-axis. That makes this problem really difficult. And also there's a rectangle situation. So the best thing is to understand that it's a perpendicular to x-axis, a y-axis. It looks like this, right? So that means you have to have a cutoff between those two. Do you see why there's cutoff? Because the distance between here to here is different than distance from here to here. And since the green part of the graph is y equal to x cubed, x equal to cube root of y. And the other one is y equal to e to the x. So the red one will be ln of y equal to x. So this is ln of y. And they say it's 6 times. So first of all, you have to understand rectangle. Rectangle area is equal to base times height, right? Is that okay? Base is the difference. Can I say that? The height is going to be what? So it'll be 6d, right? So that you know the general formula is going to be 6d squared. Now what is d? D is integration between 0 to 1 because I want to break to 2 integral. 0 to 1, d is going to be the cube root of y minus 0 square and times 6. Do you see why? That's d because the bottom, the right minus left, the left is 0. You follow me? Does everybody follow me? Because 0 is right here. 0 is the x equal to 0. This is the top right. This is the left. Right minus left. Left is 0. Now, if you go to the next case, it's going to be from 1 to the next intersection. I don't know what an intersection is. I think it's 8 point something. 6.405. Is that the y value? Okay, so it'll be 6.405. And then the other one is right minus left. So it'll be third root of y minus natural log of y and 6 dy and dy. Any questions here? Now this is a y perspective, so that's a little bit more challenging. Yes. Yes, it is a square. I lied.
You could have to split it up.
Because they are 2 different distances. So the distance you cannot do x cubed minus 0 after 1. Before 1 is okay, but after 1 that's where you have a small changes. Because the bottom part, the left graph is becoming natural log of y instead of straight with the zeros. So you see that red line is right minus left. Left is 0, right? Right is cube root of y. But you see the top part of purple line is right is going to be x cubed. The left is going to be natural log of y. So it's no longer 0 anymore because there's difference between those two lines. Yes, Liam?
You got that question in the test. Would that answer be fine?
This one set up? Yeah, set up will be fine because you're going to use calculator because I don't know how to evaluate this. I don't know what's like, what is 6.45?
The exam would be on FRQ, maybe?
Huh?
Would you have to evaluate on FRQ?
You had to use calculator. If it's listed on the question, usually on the calculator question.
Basically, from 0 to 1, the y-axis is the y-axis is the boundary, and then the 1 boundary so your first one, 0 to boundary, your second one,
Aspen, where were you yesterday? Where were you yesterday? Eli, where were you yesterday? For course? For course?
Yeah.
Caden? On the first worksheet or second worksheet? 4a and 4b. Okay. Can I go over the x squared plus y squared equal to 4 first? All right. So I'm gonna go to question 2 because that one's on the test. You can see it on the test, but that one you have to evaluate by hand on the test. Is the one with the circle. Question 2.
Oh, I figured that. That one I do.
X squared plus y squared equal to 4. So you got a point here, you got a point here, you got a point here, you got a point here. So this is the top part of the graph. Okay, and there's a bottom part of the graph. Where's Misha? Y squared equal to 4 minus x squared. If I solve for y, then that's going to give you y equal to square root of 4 minus x squared. Now, people usually make mistake right here. What did I make mistake?
Plus minus.
You forgot a plus minus. Because the top part represents the red part. The bottom part represents the black part. So this is a plus square root of 4 minus x squared. This is a minus of 4 minus x squared. So if you look for the distance from the cross section is from here to here. So this is D. Now D to get is kind of important. It's going to be the 4 minus x squared minus the negative of 4 minus x squared. So that becomes 2 times 4 minus x squared, which kind of makes sense. There's 2 lines there. It's 2 times, right? So then there will be integration of 2 square root of 4 minus x squared, whole thing squared dx between -2 to 2, because that's where the bound is. And if it's a pi over 8, then just write down pi over 8 is a pi over. If it's square root 3 over 4, is square root 3 over 4.
If you do the top minus bottom. Should have got that. It's top minus bottom, right?
Yeah, it's top minus bottom.
Oh, sorry.
But if you use square root of 2, it's going to be 4. If you square root square root just go away. Take out a 4, integrate it, plug in a value, evaluate it. You're going to get your answer on the test. Thursday. Calculus section, you're only not allowed to use calculator for like 3 minutes. Because you cannot go back and evaluate other problems. So only in the last question you're allowed to use calculator. The other one's all set up. It's a similar format to that the question I give out. All right, next question. Somebody says that 3 something. Sure. Somebody said something I need to go over. Which question? Yes, Kaden?
4A and 4B.
4A, what does a 4A says?
So it's find the volume of a solid whose base private graph, f of x equals x squared, and g of x equals 2 minus x squared.
Okay.
The cross section is perpendicular to the x-axis. So for question A, it's circles whose diameters are parallel to the y-axis.
Okay, so that's a circle. It's not a semicircle. So if it's a circle, it's going to be 2 times the pi over 8. So it would be pi over 4. That's in the front. So that one's kind of weird, but usually they never ask circle. They usually ask semicircle. Did that help you? Because that's just going to be 2 times of the pi over 8, which is pi over 4. Other questions? What? What is it?
Are we gonna do that?
4A?
Yeah. Are we doing that?
You can. Just gonna be x squared is gonna look like this, right? And 2 minus x squared is gonna be like this. Is the first quadrant or no? Oh, it's everywhere, so it's gonna be like this and like this, right? So that's gonna be between -1 to 1. The difference of the graph is 2 minus x squared minus x squared. Is that right? And then, what do we say? What kind of shape is it? Circle, so it'll be square and pi over 4 and dx. And then you're done. Yes?
4b as well. It's an isosceles right triangle with one leg parallel to the y-axis, the other leg parallel to the xy plane.
All right, I cannot think like that. Okay, say that again.
An isosceles right triangle with one leg parallel to the y-axis, the other leg perpendicular to the xy plane.
One day parallel to the y-axis.
Yes.
So it's like this. Parallel to y-axis.
Yes, and then the other leg is
Parallel to the XY plane.
perpendicular.
It's isosceles right or no?
Isosceles right. and
Okay,
then-
so this gonna be like this, right? So if this is a base, which is the difference, and the square, so it'll be 2 minus x squared squared dx. Between -1 to 1, that's the thing. But in order to get this triangle is 1/2 base times height, which is 1/2 of d times, in this case, is also d, right? So it'd be 1/2 integration from -1 to 1, 2 minus 2x square dx. Because it's a d times d times
Okay. So when it says that the other side is perpendicular to the xy plane, what does that mean?
it's standing up. Because they say isosceles right. Isosceles right, two leg has to be the same. Right? And the other side is pretty much a triangle that's standing up like this now. Rather than all right, any other questions?
D times D. Does it look like you multiplied it by D is 2 minus 2x.
Now this is the one where the isosceles, the hypotenuse is the leg. That one's a little bit harder. I think it's a number 2. Is number 2 or number 3? There was an isosceles leg. Number 2?
That's 2D.
2D. What a 2D says. The difference of the base, I think it says the base equal hypotenuse of isosceles right triangle. Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine this is the base, right? Imagine that this the base is the thing. So, but you gotta figure out this side. You gotta figure out the x and x. But d is equal to x root 2. And if you want to find out this x is, which is x is equal to d over root 2. So this equal to d over root 2, and this d over root 2. Because they say hypotenuse is the base. But it's hard for me to find out the area of the shapes if I use hypotenuse. It's easier if I use the base. The base is going to be d over square root 2, which is the 1/2. It's usually 1/2 base times height, right? It's triangle, right? Right triangle. The base is d over root 2. Is that okay? The height is also base over root 2. So therefore, it's going to be 1/4 of d squared dx. For that perspective, I don't know, a to b. You should get that one right answer. Just figure out that's 1/4. And this is why it's 1/4 in the front. Now this one will never show up. I think it showed up in the past before. I think like 18 years ago or something like that. So I don't know. I'm just naming numbers. But it did happen a while back. But it happened not recently. Actually, recently they kind of got away with like stay away from area and volume, but I still think area and volume is super important. So it's more like a net rate kinematic, more like FTC, more like trapezoid rules or midpoint rules. It doesn't have too much of area and volume, but I really hope this is the year they bring it back. Which is, it's part of curriculum, they can bring it back. That'll be surprising for you guys, so. Then at least my students ready. Other people's students, I don't know. But most of the teacher will prepare this because this is probably one of the more important concept in the volume. Any other questions? Any other questions? Going once? All right, get to work on your review sheet. Okay, remember you stay here, don't waste time. You make every second count. Every second count against you or for you. You want to study more efficient. You don't want to go home study to 2 o'clock at nighttime. I hate when people tell me this, I studied to 3 o'clock in the morning. Dude, you don't need to study to 3 o'clock in the morning for calculus tests. You just need to do your homework. So some people told me they do the things for 3 o'clock, and then I just like, We're not learning anything new? No, we are. That's the last day of the calculus. We are review for whole month. By the way, you guys do have homework to swim break. I'm start posting right now before I forget. What? Oh, we don't have lessons. We have homework.
Per day.
Huh?
How many questions per day?
I would say probably 20 to 30 questions per day. You're gonna get 3 FTs. You get 3 multiple choices.
Oh,
3 tests of multiple choice. So it's 45 each. So 45 times 3 is 135. So it's roughly 20 questions a day.
And it isn't anything else special happening because that's just idiot. So I know that like I know it's weird because it's literally there was a line that y minus an 8. Plus 3 means that it's actually an 8. So that's how you make it.
anything amazes grades right now?
I mean,
It's like a football, right? What floor, right? Battery and 3 and 6.
If you're the one having like I don't even know if it's on a song or not on like a the first I'm like doing dry. I do like rap back every
I don't know.
and when you tell oh sorry. Oh sorry. You get joy from a lot.
What'd you get for A? I'll get 11 for. You're 11.
They're gonna set the specifically because it came from You know what big R is? Big R is the shaded area, right?
Big R is the wall.
Big R.
Like a test question, and then like multiple parts, each one stop, grab again and again.
I would draw it differently because it's better because you learn how to draw each time and you get better at it.
What's the little one?
No, but you don't have to work so you need to. Well, no, at first you first see it. But if you rotate it,
Here's what I'm confused about.
it is. What are you doing? I don't really understand. Isn't it like going first one is yeah, that's what we should get back to.
All right, I post 3 different MCQ on the group chat. Those three questions, the 3 MCQ are 45 questions each. If I were to pace yourself probably 20 questions per day, then you'll probably get done in 6 days. I won't not do it on the last day. I will start with Friday. You have a day off. You can probably knock out 1 test, and you could probably like somewhere in the middle of the week to knock out another test. Now I'm pleading you. Please make sure you do all those 3 because you do all those 3, it's almost guaranteed. And if you understand all those 3 tests, I have total 6 tests. But if you did all those 3 tests, it's almost guaranteed you are gonna get a 3. Almost guaranteed. No, 3. I only give you 3, but I total 6. I'm gonna give you the other 3 afterwards. But the first 3 are very, very essential. If you don't do it, you do FRQ. We got enough FRQ later. But MCQ, 45 question, learn how to work neatly, have a circle answer, speak out with a true and false question, speak out why are they false. Instead, just pick out the right statement. Why are they false? Can you make a false statement true? Those are very good practice for those kind of tests. If you just understand those 3 very well, it's almost guaranteed is a 3, 2, or 4 on AP exam. So it's a shortcut. Why is it important? Because MCQ build a good momentum going to FRQ. If you feel good about yourself, you tend to do better on a FRQ. If you feel like a shit, it's like, my God, after MCQ, I'm failing it. It's really hard to maintain focus when you go to FRQ. So always my first thing, the training of people pass AP exam is always does well in MCQ. Your goal to take the first mock exam, if you want to score a 5, you want to score 35 questions out of 45 minimum to get a 5. If you want to score a 4, you want to get 30 out of 45. If you want to score 3, you want to get 25 out of 35. So that is the breakdown I would tell students. That is the goal. You want to reach that goal. Now, sometimes you do get lucky on multiple guesses. Yes, that's going to sometimes count against you. So the way I think about it, that's uncertainty. So the question you got, let's just say if you got 25 correct, you should know that it's plus minus 4. So you could be as low as 21 question on your test, or as high as 29 question on your test. So there's a plus minus. So yeah, so you score 25 question, it's good. Plus minus. Even on the minus part, I think you're still gonna do fine on the even on the minus side. So that, just say the plus minus. Now don't get happy, say, oh yeah, I got 31, but there was also minus 4. It could be like 26. So that's only qualified to a 3. So make sure that you do this. I cannot plead you to do more. This is the last juncture, 4th quarter. Everybody need to lock in. I want to see every single person here get a 5. And I think there's a good chance that everybody will pass here. But I don't know. There was a probably 10% chance that we can get through all 5. But I don't know. At least this is my goal. My goal is I don't like the 4 or 3. I think that's just not good. On AP exam, I want you to get 5. Now, does it get any reward? AP exam, AP Calc is the only class college really look at is AP exam score for calculus. According to study, the people who pass AP Calc with a AB with a 3 or above, they say it's 81% of chance they're gonna graduate college with no problem. So it's a really high percentage. If it's college wanting to take you in, they will take that piece of data. AP Calc is the only data they are really looking at. Is because they know if the student can do calculus, they can do college with no problem. So there's 81% chance that you'll graduate the college without problem. Not 100% of people are gonna graduate because some people are probably gonna slack off, but it's just the way it is, and that's highest indication of what college is looking for. So make sure you do them, and that's the spring break.
It's right here. My answer is just a bit. Oh, this one here is all minus this one to get minus that. Yeah, I think negative 2 is oh, you're right. It is this. What is this? Wouldn't that change here?
When's your next game?
Yeah, what is the answer?
You gonna win this time? People need to learn how to catch your ball. How many errors you have last game? Like according to you, it sounds like you have 5 errors.
That's not what I mean.
People just have catch. Maybe I can do better. Maybe. Why not?
Hey, bro, yes. is outside of the ring. Instead of an infield, it's between. And then you can block.
It's remember
So between you two, it's gonna pitch the whole game.
We have 3 games per week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So tennis tonight, pitching tomorrow, and then we're both Because our other pitcher broke his arm.
I heard. How do you broke your arm on pitching?
No, she like dove into a base.
She also hit it too? You hit it too?
And
I don't like baseball like you don't hit.
baseball is so soft as well. Oh my god, it's so crazy they could enter their throwing arms. Baseball's no,
I mean, okay, they were kind of right.
she was diving into a base, and the girl like made a tag, and then she kind of like put back.
That sounds painful.
We bet on tomorrow with that.
Was she better pitcher than you guys?
She's a freshman. She's really good, but she's not Oh yes, yes, yes.
It doesn't matter if the distance we use for the big circle is negative or positive.
Huh?
It doesn't matter if the distance is negative or positive. It's always positive. Always positive. I mean for always positive. If you're rotating around -2, you do -2 subtracted by 3, or would you do +2?
I don't know which rotations.
Uh,
Check with chicken Nelly.
Nelly doesn't know and does not have the guts to add it.
What you get?
We're just wondering when you set it up. So we got like, I got like pi, data roll, we did 2 to 11, -2 minus.
Which one?
E.
A, B, C, D, E. 2 plus root x minus 2 minus 2 squared.
2 plus. Yeah, it's up. It's 2 plus.
Because it rotates below x-axis, so it's 2. That's the radius plus the function. Because you took the outside function.
This is like common sense.
Did you know that McKenna and I are the only starters who have 0 errors? Every single person I've ever met.
So you guys are MVP.
We're holding the fort down.
You guys just have just like catching practice. Like just the whole practice is
We
catching.
only have 1 catcher now. Because the pitcher is also a catcher.
Are you kidding me? Everybody had to do like multitask.
Now we have a freshman catcher who can't catch anything, and it's horrible. At least I'm not pitching today. I don't have to do anything. But tomorrow I do.
Good luck. Hey there. Isaac, where are you?
What's that MPA?
Forrest?
Yeah, for sports.
You should still come to class today.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I was there till like 8 o'clock. We got Fitz periods. I can match periods. Well, Olympian voices, but just events. I don't know. I'm actually good now.
I never watched it.
Red Split?
I never watched the whole thing. Yeah, that's a lot of them.
Yeah, I know. I actually forgot which one. We tried to. We talked about this like
Yeah, I didn't watch it full.
what? The first of what?
I'm not gonna keep going in.
What?
This is your fault. This is your fault, Emily.
You know it is.
Who do you know?
Bro, it's like I'm gonna say anybody.
You did?
The whole thing.
This is too big for you. Really pops off.
Show. You know,
Tanisha, you sick again?
Take this.
You need to have better immune system.
I got my physical health.
We didn't watch it.
I tried to look at your file, but like the screen was like literally this big, and I couldn't see
Good
it.
job, Al.
On the AP, yeah, it was like really tiny. I couldn't see it.
Oh, you're right.
You're right, you're right.
Oh, wow. I don't know who changed it.